everyone! Today I'm going to show you a stretching and rolling routine to relieve stiff, sore knees. I'm going to be using this book here to show you some diagrams as to where we're going to be rolling. Then I'll show you the points on my own body, explain the technique, and provide stretches for those areas afterwards. We're going to need a lacrosse ball and a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, that's okay. You could also use a PVC pipe or even just a rolling pin and roll those areas. So we're going to get down on the mat and get started right away. Today we're going to be focusing on the muscles in the quads, hamstrings, and the lower leg. There are some other muscles that will affect knee pain, like muscles in the glutes or the quadratus lumborum. I won't go through those today. I'll mainly focus on these quad muscles here, as you can see in the diagram, as well as the hamstring muscles over here, so on the back of the leg here, and some in the lower leg. You can find the glute trigger points and the quadratus lumborum trigger points in my video on tight hips, which I'll link in at the end of this video. So let's grab our foam roller and our lacrosse ball and get started. I'm going to start with the quad muscles. So I'm going to use the foam roller. You can also use a tiger tail, which looks like a rolling pin, or a rolling pin, as I've said in previous videos, just to roll them out kind of like this. This way is easier because it requires less force. So I'm just gonna lay this down. I'm actually gonna start and roll down the inside, then down the center, and then down the outside of my leg. So, starting with the inside, I'm going to turn my leg to the inside like this, and you can position yourself however you can to really give yourself good leverage. And you're only doing short little strokes with pressure going in one direction, and you're going to move all the way down the leg, doing 8 to 12 strokes in each position. Then you're going to repeat that, going down the front of the quad, starting as high up as here, and then down the outside. Now down the outside tends to be the most painful, so you're going to want to really make sure you don't put too much pressure because it could bruise. So I will turn myself on the side like this and do small little strokes to get all the way down the outside of the thigh. These are actually your quad trigger points. And again, 8 to 12 each section. Now we're going to move on to the hamstrings. I'm going to hit the back, inside, and outside of my hamstring. So I'm just going to angle my leg accordingly. I'm going to place my leg on it, turn myself inwards to get the inside, and again I'm doing small, short strokes, putting pressure only going in one direction for 8 to 12 strokes, and then moving down until I get all the way down to about here. Then I'm going to repeat and go down the back center of the leg. So same thing, small, short strokes. You can control the pressure by either taking one leg off or releasing some of the pressure by putting some weight onto your leg, and continue all the way down, and then repeat it one last time for the outside back of your leg. So again, small strokes, putting pressure in one side or in one direction, and working your way all the way down to about here on the leg. So next I'm going to show you the points that we're going to work in the lower leg, and then we're going to go through some stretches. Now we're going to hit some points on the lower leg. So we're going to hit the points off the front of the leg and then go into the calf muscle down here, and a few points that go up the side. We have also a few points on this here where they'll go up the side and a little bit down the back. So for this, we're going to use a lacrosse ball because it'll work better and pinpoint the points. So let's grab our lacrosse ball and get rolling. It's the lacrosse ball because it hits the points a little bit more directly than something larger like the foam roller. The first points are on the front of the leg, so I'm going to find that shin bone and move over to the side. I'm going to find something quite tender, a little bit off to the side here, and then one below it. I'm just going to work my way down there. So I'm going to put the ball like this, turn my leg, and use the pressure of my other hand to reduce pressure or increase pressure. And again, 8 to 12 small rolls, putting pressure in one direction. After I've worked my way down, I'm going to work my way down to probably about here, just above the ankle bone. Then I'm going to move to the other side. So the bone's kind of flat here, and then I'm going to move to the inside and work in there. So here, and work my way down. So again, I'm going to put the ball. This time I'm going to turn my leg the other way and use this hand to put any sort of additional pressure that I might need. Sometimes the weight of your leg is enough pressure, and that's not a bad thing. Just go to the point of slight discomfort. So 8 to 12 rolls, work your way down to about here, and then we're going to move to the back of the leg. So on the back of the leg, I'm just going to turn myself so you can see. I'm going to have 4 big points and then a smaller point kind of down lower. So when I flex my calf, it flares out. I'm going to come down to the outside here and I'm going to find my first point. The second point is going to be almost on the same line, but on the other side, and then I'm going to have 2 points lower down like that. So to hit those points, I'm just going to put the ball there and control the pressure either by lifting myself off the ground and angling so more pressure goes to my lower leg, or by relaxing and letting gravity do the work for me. So I'm going to roll all 4 of those points, and then I'm going to move to my final point, which is your soleus. So when I flex my calf, there's a point where they come together like a little W, the 2 muscles, and in the center of that little W, there is a point there. So I find mine right about here, so you'll feel this tendon going up here, and it's just a little off to the side of it, not on it. And you're going to push in there, using the ball, and also 8 to 12 rolls on that point. So those should loosen up the muscles that are around the knee joint. Now I'm going to show you some gentle stretches that will help stretch out what we just rolled. The first stretch is a quad stretch and a hamstring stretch. So we're going to do a hurdle stretch where we take a step forward, like so. It's the back quad that is stretching in the front. And then, because I want to increase the stretch but not put too much tension on my knee, I'm going to use something like this. It could be a pillow, it could be anything, and put it under my foot, like that. And to create a little reciprocal inhibition stretching, or PNF stretching, I'm going to push my foot down onto the foam roller. Hold for a few seconds, and then release. You're going to feel an increase in the stretch in the front of your quad. So I'm going to do that a few times and release. Then I'll switch sides, and after I've switched sides, I'll do a hamstring stretch for the back of this leg. So I'm going to keep my hips over this knee, straighten this leg, and lean forward. You can use foam bricks to hold yourself up. If you cannot keep your back straight and go forward, you're going to feel a big stretch up the back of your leg here. If it's too intense, come up a little bit. Don't be afraid or ashamed to use something to prop yourself up. The stretch should never be to the point of pain, just slight discomfort. The last two stretches I'm going to show you are going to be for the calves and for the soleus. So the soleus stretch is actually one that we do on the wall, and so is the calves. So the calves we could do on a step, or you can come to the wall, put your foot up so that your heel's on the ground, keep your legs straight, and push yourself forward. So this leg here is the one that's stretching. I could also stand on the edge of a step, my ball of the foot on the stair, and let my heel drop. That'll stretch it as well. And then the soleus stretch, again, I'm still stretching this leg. I'm going to push it to the wall and keeping my heel on the floor. This is very important. I'm going to bend this knee. And I'm going to feel the stretch lower down here. So this is my soleus stretch. I hope that helps you to relieve some of the tenseness in your knees. And if you liked the video, please subscribe and leave a comment. Have a great day.